How's it going? Um, this is going to be a general reading for both Scorpio and Sagittarius. Bones and Charms reading for March 2025. So we are going to go ahead and get started and do a little incense to clear the energy from the bones and charms, from ourselves. Maybe also do the sound bell to just kind of tune in and get into the energy space for the reading. But thank you for being here, whether it's your first time or you've been here before. Um, so everybody is welcome as well, regardless of where you may have Scorpio and Sagittarius in your individual birth chart. Um, so yeah, I think we're gonna just check the sound that we're good for sound on all the things, and then check Facebook, make sure we are going live publicly, and then we will get started. Okay. Okay. So sound is good. We're public on Facebook. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go through and get ready for our reading. So I'm just again clearing energy from the bones and charms. You can do that basically with intention, is always the most important, like anything. And we're going to use a little bit of incense smoke, and then the sound frequency from sound healing. Here's a little bit for you guys. Here's a little bit for me. All right. So if you are sensitive to sound, the sound bell does get a little loud sometimes, so feel free to temporarily turn it down if you need to, all that good stuff. All right, so this is going to be for Scorpio for March 2025. All right. So we're going to find out what Spirit has as far as messages for you, Scorpio, for March. And when I shake and shuffle the bones and charms, it does make a little bit of noise in this bowl as well. So again, if it's too loud while I'm doing it, you can just bear with me. It's not for the whole video and all that. All right. So thank you guys for your energy and your support. Spirits, please guide my hands. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion, for March. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Scorpio, the Scorpion, for March. For the highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for water sign Scorpio, Scorpion, for March, for the highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion, for March. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion, for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion, for March. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion for March. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Scorpio, the Scorpion for March. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and flip over some of the bones and charms that I can ahead of time. So when I bring the camera down in a few moments, you can see everything more in detail. But when they're too much gathered together like that, we'll just flip them kind of as we go through. And I also always take a picture for the Facebook page that I post later after the live is done, in case people want to come back and look at the picture after the reading or during the reading if they're watching this later. So we'll go over the little sections in just a moment. But yeah, basically we have body and mental health, relationships and love, work and money, and spiritual unconscious. Okay, and then we'll also go over anything that has fallen off of the black mat that's gone onto the white part. It's still in those little individual sections. It's just kind of past energy, okay? So now I want to figure out also too where Spirit wants to start this reading, because it is different for every reading. So just bear with me for one moment, guys. Thank you. Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Scorpio reading? Yep, okay, so it's like right here. I'm gonna just put my pen there. And now I'm gonna grab the camera so you guys can see everything that I am looking at. Okay, so Scorpio, let's see what we got going on. It looks like the majority of your bones and charms for this month has fallen into the work and money section, and also relationships and love. There's still other things going on over here, excuse me, but as you can see, the majority of the bones and charms has kind of fallen over here. Okay, but despite that, Spirit said that they wanted to start right here where this seashell is. So that's kind of where we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, so that would be in the spiritual unconscious section. Okay, you could call this your intuition or someone else's, multiple people, general environment, situation, whatever you come to this reading for. Okay, and again, if you find that this reading is not for you, don't force it. Always check your other placements, like your sun, moon, rising, or ascendant, as an example. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and see what's going on here, Scorpio. Okay, so I'm just going to move that pen over. So it looks like right here, Scorpio, in the spiritual unconscious or the intuition, or, you know, what you feel at night when you're alone, when you're sleeping, right? That's kind of another way to look at it, is there's all this beautiful double feminine energy, okay, with both of these seashells, all right? And this is my listening seashell. I'm just going to flip it over there. So if it was a bigger seashell and you put it up to your ear, you could essentially hear the ocean, right? So that's why I call it my listening seashell. But the first one that they drew me to here, Scorpio, is this seashell right here. We can see, if I move this over, that we have the scissors right on the line here, and then we also have the lizard, okay? So when we talk about feminine energy, regardless of gender, we all have feminine and masculine, right? But higher vibrational feminine energy would be like a softer, more receiving energy. Okay, so it could be that your spiritual team here is wanting to help you cut something away so there can be more healing. Okay, so certain lizards, when you cut off their tail, it regrows, so it's rebirth and it's healing energy. Okay, so that's really beautiful. They could also want you to continue or start listening for these healing vibrations. Okay, because then the lizard goes to that listening seashell. All right, and then it's kind of resting on this first long raccoon penis bone that we see here, and then it's like really gently holding the first skull. Okay, so where we see a skull in a reading can tell us where someone's mind is at, or where it will be, or where it is, right? So I have two in my kit. So you can see the other one is over here. We'll go over later, but the first one we're talking about is right here. Okay, so I feel like this soft, feminine, higher vibrational energy also mixed with masculine energy from the raccoon penis bone. It's like both of those masculine and feminine energies want to be gentle and cut things away so this healing can come in. Okay, so this feels really nice here. Okay, now as we go this way, Scorpio, we have the baby here, and then we also have a piece of the whale vertebrae backbone over here. We've got our alligator claw out here, and then kind of right on the line or close to, we also have the spider and the spider web. So remember how I was saying before that whatever falls off the black mat is still in those sections, but it's just past energy. Okay, so the alligator claw is a symbol for good luck, but it's also for manifestation, for reaching, for striving something, right? It's the hand here and the nails and the claw. So it could be that someone in the recent past or further back in the past, whatever the past is for you, it could be a couple days, weeks, months, years, etc., or for someone else, or just the general energy, maybe was like really thinking about their spiritual environment. Okay, here with the spider and the spider web, and how those vibrations, affect us as a whole in those other different areas as well. Okay, so as we go this way here, Scorpio, this baby here, it could be baby in the 3D physical world, right? So this could be if you have children or someone else's children, or just a childlike energy or your inner child. Okay, is showing up here, and it again, because the way that that head and the skull is cradled, it's just so very gentle, right? And there's a lot of support here as well with that whale vertebrae bone. Okay, so that is our support system. Maybe perhaps since we're in the spiritual unconscious, it's the spiritual team support system, kind of showing up there and bringing in or wanting to reinforce this kind of gentle energy. Now I also say that because not only the baby and the head being cradled there, the skull, if we go this way, Scorpio, we have your deer tooth. Okay, so this is also someone chewing over and digesting, also with the second skull here, the spiritual unconscious, the intuitive side. But deers as animals, right, in my mind, I view them as very gentle. So it's like gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay. Now the other thing, if we go this way, we have the dog ankle bone right here, right on the line. So the dog ankle bone represents flexibility. Okay. So it could also be that the spiritual team is like telling you or telling someone else, or just the energy in general here, Scorpio, to continue to cut things away that are no longer useful, but to bring in more healing and these gentle vibes. We also have to be flexible in some way here. Okay, or someone else, or just the energy. Take it how it may resonate for you. Okay. I'm just going to flip over this other bone for later, as I just saw it. But I want to kind of talk about the center circle here as well, okay, that intersects with all the different areas. So whatever falls in the center circle affects all the different areas, right? So we have the skull, we talked about that, okay, but what is underneath it, okay, is we have the safety pin here, okay, and then we also have the seahorse, the butterfly. This is leading to the raccoon claw, and then the wish charm on this side, okay? Now I want to see if it's also kind of touching the other stuff. I believe it was, because it was like that. So if we go this way, that safety pin was also touching all of these other things that are all touching each other. So even though I said the majority of your bones and charms are here, and Spirit may want you, Scorpio, this month to focus more on the work and money and the relationships, it's still, all these things can apply to this side as well. Not so much for work and, not so much for body and mental health, but definitely spiritual unconscious, but also all of them, really. Actually, that's not true. It affects all of them because it is still in the center circle. So anyway, what does all this mean, right? So there's a big transformation happening here, Scorpio, in lots of different areas. This could have something to do with family. This could be blood family or whoever you consider your tribe or your people, okay? But there's also a big manifestation for a wish for this transformation, okay? But what I really like also here, Scorpio, is to see the safety pin touching all these things, and behind the seahorse, it's like there's a safety energy here, okay? And if we keep going, right, then the safety pin leads into the bobcat tooth, and then that's touching this buckeye nut here, okay? So this represents safety with boundaries, okay? Safety with boundaries with family, with this big transformation that's happening in all of these areas. But also look at all that abundance, okay? So abundance isn't just money, right? It's whatever we want to manifest in our life. Now as we go this way, Scorpio, I can also see the witch charm is kind of hanging out underneath here. So this is my symbol for friends, a group of friends, or friendly type of energy wanting to help with this, and being proactive and assertive with this as well, with that second raccoon penis bone going this way. So again, higher vibrational masculine energy is a stereotype, would be the proactive, assertive, more aggressive stuff, okay? And we all have masculine and feminine. But this is like showing here, and I kind of just want to see what I can see. The frog, but there's a lot that was underneath that coin that we'll talk about in a second. Okay, so I see the frog here. I see the mountain charms. It's on top of the strawberry, okay? And then we have the bow and arrow over there. So it's so hard because they're so small. Hold on, guys. All right, so then hopefully you can see that a little bit better. But they were all hiding underneath the irresponsibility coin, okay? So it could be that you or someone else, multiple people, or just the energy was being spiritually, unconsciously, or intuitively irresponsible with something, okay? But it's not bad because it looks like it's acting as a catalyst. So if I move it over, we can see underneath the frog, the mountains, and the strawberry, okay? So the frog is talking about some type of leap of faith here. And I love that it was literally on top of the mountain charm. Okay, so I'll move it back in a second. I just wanted you to see all the pieces. So it's like the frog is jumping over the challenges. Okay, so the mountain charm is challenges. All right. And then also something about going over the details here. So you could be making a leap of faith, or someone else, or the energy. And this could be around also, what are our spiritual, unconscious, intuitive goals here with the bow and arrow? This could have something to do with a Sagittarius, or during Sagittarius season, or where you may even have a Sagittarius in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, it's just showing up as some Sagittarius energy. All right, so I'm just going to kind of put that back where it was, because again, there's a lot going on here. But I see here, Scorpio, that there is Cupid, okay, if you can see there, was right next to the bow and arrow, and a little bit under the irresponsibility coin. So that's my symbol for all types of love, romantic, platonic, self-love, and its arrow is pointing actually to the hummingbird, okay? So it could be like you're people that care about you are perhaps wanting you to do what is naturally good for you in terms of your spiritual unconscious and your intuition. And that is what that section is all about, right? So the hummingbird flies backwards. It does things differently than other birds, but it does get the sweetest nectar, okay, and it's the fastest bird. So this leads to a lot of success here on the other side. Here we have that fish and prosperity showing up. And also your spiritual team is like wanting you here with the skeleton hand and the leaf on top to keep clearing and cleansing something, perhaps around some type of information with the book charm. So this could be spiritual information. Okay, this can be intuitive information. So sometimes we pick up, especially if you're an empath, other people's energy. It could be information coming to you or going out from you to someone else, or just in general. But your spiritual team here with the skeleton hand, it does represent passed on loved ones, friends, family, etc., angels. Maybe just saying to keep clearing that as well. Okay. It's so hard to move all this. Let me use the pen. Okay. So as we go this way here, Scorpio, here, now we have Leo the lion, okay? And he is on top of the freedom cuffs. All right, so this could also have something to do with the Leo or during Leo season or where you have Leo in your chart. But if it's none of those things or in addition to those things, it could also just be like, where do you find your passion, your creativity, and how does that make you feel free in regards to your spiritual unconscious or your intuition? There's a lot of support here, even coming from past lives here with the mermaid, and then a piece of the armadillo vertebrae, the backbone, right? So there's abundance and good luck as well. So we got the 4-leaf clover here, we have the raccoon claw, and then we have the money bags. Okay, so your spiritual team is also wanting you to think about here, Scorpio, what are you spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively digesting? Because I can see the fork here is on top of the balance scales. Okay, so that would be Libra energy under there. So it could have something to do with the Libra during Libra season, or you have Libra in your chart. But it's really like asking you or someone else or the energy, is your spiritual, unconscious, intuitive diet, is it peaceful? Okay, because we have the peace doves over here. If it's not, how can we strive for that with the coyote claw and work within a team with our spiritual team? Okay, because also it's like through this big transformations, all these transformations that are happening, if we go back to the butterfly in the center circle, there is like the home is like upside down. Okay, that's because the chair is upside down. So here, Scorpio, and it's a big piece of the puzzle with the puzzle piece. Okay, so there's the chair, right? And it's on top of the ship charm. So the spiritual home perhaps is upside down because there needs to be more balance. Okay, so when we see the chair, where do we feel spiritually at home? It could also be a little bit for some people, something going on in the physical home where you live, right? But it feels more like trying to figure out how to get that balance, right? The spiritual, unconscious, intuitive balance. Now, if we keep going, I can also see the lightning bolt here. It looks like the ship anchor, there it is underneath the puzzle piece. And I'm just going to flip it over. So the ship anchor is about freedom and safety. Remember, so we had freedom back here with the freedom cuffs, but now it's freedom and safety. So where do we feel spiritually, intuitively at home? Okay, so where we can lift our anchor when we need to go, and we put our anchor down when we need to stop. So it's both freedom and safety. Okay. Now I love that the yes coin is here. And so this could be some type of yes. Again, either you give to someone or someone gives to you, or it comes in general from your spiritual team, but it brings in all these new ideas. And it could have something here to do, Scorpio, with the crown charm kind of hiding underneath there. either working with a higher up or someone who has more knowledge or confidence. It could also be your own leadership qualities here. So spirit, your spiritual team is like, yes, do that, okay? And welcome in these new ideas. And they're beautifully, beautifully supported. If we go this way, Scorpio, the yes coin is lifted up by the fish vertebrae backbone, okay? So again, that is whatever is your support system, okay? It could be spiritual support in addition to people that are alive and visible to you, okay? Again, you had that friendly energy with the witch charm, I think back over there. You had the family with the seahorse, self-love, romantic partner, whatever it is, your support system is definitely helping with this, okay? And that is so beautiful. They're also saying here, yes, Scorpio, continue to follow your North Star here. See if I can lightly. Well, I knew that was going to happen. That's okay. Let's see. Go back. Well, there's stuff underneath it I needed to see anyway, so it's okay that it fell. So one thing at a time. Underneath the yes coin here, we got the rope charm and then the apple charm. So just like the crown, okay, this is either working with a teacher or mentor, a guide, or your own leadership qualities, okay, or both, right? So that's really beautiful. Okay, so it's essentially like that. Now, as we go this way, it's saying your spiritual team is saying continue to follow the North Star, plant some seeds here with the corn charm, okay? Something of substance, like plant some seeds that you feel good about, okay? Again, with that hummingbird that makes sense to you, maybe only you, and that's okay. Because we're talking about your intuition and your spiritual and your unconscious. Now, we have like with the envelope charm here, a letter, message, document coming in, either coming into you or going out from you, from a person, from the energy, from your spiritual team. But this message actually contains a little bit of stagnant energy, which is pretty unusual. I don't usually see it that way, but it's not a bad thing, okay? So don't freak out, right? But this, whatever that is, it's like a need to go with the flow here with this Scorpio, because now we have the twin fish, Pisces energy, and my God, look at this. I never see like this before. Okay, or if it has been, it's been a very long time. But the Pisces energy, okay, is then touching one of the coyote penis bones that's then going into the cup. Interesting, okay? So penis bones, right? We said again, it would be higher vibrational masculine energy. So being proactive and assertive and aggressive with going with the flow with all of these emotions. So remember, if that message or that opportunity has a lot of stagnant energy in it with the lock underneath the envelope charm, your spiritual team again is showing up here, Scorpio, with the coffin around all these emotions, okay? But look what's on the other side. Okay, the biggest thing we see here is the green lucky rabbit's foot. I can see the sun under here, happiness, okay? So again, don't focus too much on that little bit of like stagnant energy. But because of this, okay, we still need to do our clearing and cleansing with the broom here. And the more that we do that, the more happiness is going to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and see what else we have here. And that's when we're also going to get some answers here with the key charm, Scorpio. Very, very beautiful, okay? So if there, again, has been the big focus on all these transformations that are happening for freedom and a sense of balance with Pegasus, the winged horse here, and then the yin and yang, and balance with some type of spiritual unconscious questions about something, there's going to be answers and there's going to be good luck, right? But there also could be something going on here, either with a Capricorn or during Capricorn season, or where you have Capricorn in your chart, or just what the goat represents. So that's that resilient energy, not giving up on these questions and finding the answers, right? And there could also, like I said back here with the coyote claw, this is coyotes are pack animals. It's team working energy. So when this first honeybee shows up, and this represents individual power and community power. It's like, okay, if someone is doing their individual intuitive part and then other people aren't, then we need to clear that, okay? But I do feel a lot of support here, so I don't even think that that's necessarily that it's a lack of support. It could be somebody's trying to do too much, and you or someone else or the energy is like, wait a minute, I got it. Like, back up a little bit. This is my jam, kind of thing, okay? But it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. Just an example. Now, as we go this way, because these things were also all touching, okay, each other and the lucky rabbit's foot. Now, this way here, Scorpio, we have even more good luck. Okay, we have the horseshoe and the ladybug here. We have one of the human teeth bones. We've got the cloud showing up, and then we have the symbol for Saturn. Okay, so someone is chewing over and digesting the good luck and the confusion, and how they can both happen like simultaneously, I'm hearing. But Saturn energy is coming in here and um, making someone get more serious or responsible or organized around like accepting both of these things happening simultaneously, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, so that was all just for the spiritual unconscious section because they are crossing the line and touching each other, so they all applied over here. All right, but now let's go ahead and move into another section and see what's going on here. So I want to actually go to body and mental health, okay? Because that's probably your least active section this month. Doesn't mean that things aren't happening, but it means Spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas. And there's still transformations happening as well within someone's health here. Okay, but let's see what's going on here. So all the way out here, I'm just moving it a little bit closer so you can see. In the past energy, back here, Scorpio, there we go, there's the camera focusing. We have the snake vertebrae backbone. So perhaps in the past, like some of the support was changing or evolving, right? Snakes shed their skin around someone's body or mental health. So it could be like changing doctors, trainers, or friends and family. Maybe some were supportive in the past and then something changed, and then other people were less supportive or more supportive, vice versa, etc. Okay. But I also see here, Scorpio, that with that turkey wishbone, a real big wish for continuing to want to listen to the body and mental health, because you have the listening bells out here by itself, but if it, if you drew a line, it would go directly into the turkey wishbone's legs. So I also see beautiful feminine, divine feminine energy here with this conch seashell, and then it's touching the bat. Okay, so it's like subtle vibrations within the body, within the mind, okay, and how that affects someone's overall health. Bats are also a symbol for good luck as well in a lot of cultures, okay. So it's like, how do we communicate not just with what we see with our eyes, because bats are blind and they use the echolocation with their words and sounds. Well, not words, but you know what I mean, their sounds. I don't know, I don't speak bat language, but you know what I mean. So it's just like all of this looks so good, Scorpio, and that's why there's like not a whole lot in this section. Now, if you look at the little figure on the mat, okay, because every section has, this one has a cross, you can't see all the way. This one has a money symbol, that one has a heart. For body and mental health, we got the person meditating. And what's right in the lap, okay, of this figure is the nutmeg. So just like the buckeye, it represents abundance and feminine energy charm over here as well. So feminine, and all this abundance, okay? So this could be saying here, Scorpio, and we have a little bit of flexibility over here too with the dog ankle bone, also right on the line, so it applies to this section as well, is to continue to be flexible, continue to listen to your body and your mental health or someone else's, etc., and keep focusing on all this abundance, okay, and good health. Because again, we know a transformation is happening with that butterfly in the center circle that also affects this. So keep manifesting the body and mental health wishes. Keep working with the family or within the family with the seahorse, either blood family or whoever you consider your tribe or your people, because they are protected and they're protecting you. And there's a big thing here about boundaries with that bobcat tooth that is then supporting the buckeye. So it's like abundance, abundance, okay? So really, really beautiful here, Scorpio. Um, Lots of good luck, right? I'm not going to go over all of these little tiny pieces again as in terms of body and mental health, because I think I kind of already briefly mentioned it, but it's a lot of clearing and cleansing. It's a lot of um, letting in the support, but not letting people like try to do your own part for yourself or for someone else too. So that's that boundaries with the bobcat tooth there. Um, but welcoming in some new ideas, even okay, with the lightning bolts for the body and mental health, and just keep also asking, what am I physically digesting here with the fork? Once the camera wants to focus, there we go. What am I mentally digesting? Is it peaceful? And if it's not, how can I change that, right? Or how can someone else, or the energy? But yeah, lots of good stuff happening here. And when the emotions are dealt with within the body and the mind, if there's any emotions that sometimes get trapped there for all of us, to keep clearing and cleansing that with the broom. And then the sun charm, it's like that's when we're going to feel more emotionally happy or feel more happy mentally and physically too. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. All right, so now we're going to move into your next section here. So we're going to talk about relationships and love. All right, so this is all types of relationships. It's romantic, it's platonic with friends and family, and self-love. I want to see what's out here in the past. So we have two things. Okay, so we have your angel coin here, and then all the way out here we have masculine charm. Okay, so this could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. But your spiritual team is showing up here and wanting someone or the energy in general to have perhaps be more proactive within those relationships or be more assertive or aggressive. Now, we also know that there's a big transformation happening in relationships as well. Okay. And this could have something here with the bicycle, like to do with travel. Okay, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe you're wanting to travel or you're going to travel with one of these people, or it's just showing all the movement in general in this section, with that bicycle and the wheels kind of going. And there's a lot of emotions here as well with that water charm. Okay. But again, I don't feel that it's a negative thing. It's both positive and negative, if you want to say it that way. Because remember what we said in terms of the spiritual unconscious or intuition, it's like having all this good luck simultaneously with also maybe still being a little bit confused. So it's being okay with both of those things. So with Saturn showing up here too in the relationships, it's getting more organized. You know, what's another way to say it? Getting serious and chewing over and digesting how to keep focusing on the good luck aspects. Okay, if there was or still is some challenges. Okay, because what's underneath it, when we moved to that green lucky rabbit's foot, remember we have the key charm. So answers are there, okay, that will help clear away that cloud and that confusion. But we have to focus, or someone or the energy has to focus on clearing energy too, okay, clearing and cleansing energy. And putting in a lot of effort with that, okay, and not giving up with that Capricorn energy, the goat. So, you know, even if, again, there's some questions with the question mark there and the confusion with the cloud, it's like still working through that and seeing that both those things can happen simultaneously and trying to find the balance within that, okay? Now, in terms of relationships here too, with the first honeybee, This could be about our individual power and our community power within our relationships. So, because it's so close to Capricorn energy too, it's like, is someone putting in enough effort? Is someone or you putting in too much effort? So, only you can answer that, and this is a general reading, right? But clear the stuff away that needs to be cleared with that feather there. And then also too, it's like your spiritual team here with that coffin that's then touching the cup, that's going into that coyote penis bone, and then into the Pisces energy, the twin fish, right? Your spiritual team is like, don't bury the emotions, okay, this month. Like, feel your feelings, right? We saw the water out here too. Or let someone else feel their feelings too, whatever, everybody feel their feelings. And then try to go with the flow with that. Because if we block it or we don't feel the feelings, that's when we could get a message or opportunity that feels like locked energy or stagnant energy. So nobody wants that, right? So keep focusing on following your North Star here, Scorpio, and planting seeds of substance with the corn charm here, doing things that you feel um, naturally makes sense to you with the hummingbird here in terms of your relationships, romantic, platonic, self love, because they want that for you too, with Cupid leading into the hummingbird, okay? And that's where you're going to get your success as well. And that's where you're going to get more information with the book charm. And so keep clearing and cleansing, your spiritual team is saying, with the skeleton hand and the leaf on top, because that's when these new information and new ideas come in here with the lightning bolt. And a big yes, okay? So you could be receiving a yes or giving a yes, or just it comes in general, okay? And your support system, okay, with the romantic love, the platonic love with friends and family, and self love is supporting that with that fish vertebrae behind it, okay? And remember, underneath, we had the rope charm, the apple, and then also the crown. So it's like, over time, when you do that, your own leadership qualities could really advance. But you could also, in addition to that, be working with a teacher, a mentor, or guide, or someone that has more knowledge or confidence with these things, okay? So I definitely really like that. Now, as we go back down this way and look at all these other things that we have, okay, the ship charm was on top of the dragonfly, which is then touching the peace doves. So this is about freedom and safety with our dreams, what we want in our relationships. And perhaps someone is really wanting to manifest this peaceful energy, this abundant energy, and working as a team, remember, because this is the coyote claw and they're a pack animal. They work as a team. When we go this way with the fork, it's just another kind of suggestion, right? And I forgot to say this before, with all this activity going on in the relationships and love section this month, it makes sense with the collective and with the astrology, because Venus is in retrograde. We got Juno in retrograde this month, which is about commitments, partnerships, marriages, etc. Could even be work partnerships. But it's like, the retrogrades don't have to be bad or scary. It's going over something again, reviewing, revising, releasing something, renewing something. It's different for everybody, but it does kind of make sense why there's all this activity as well, okay? So clearing the spiritual house, remember we said, can also affect the relationships there, with the chair charm. Okay, remember that was flipped over. So in regards to relationships, it could be like, there's something going on within the home, okay, where you live, but also you could be like, where do I feel at home within my relationships, and is it balanced, right? Because we had that Libra energy there, with the balance scales. So just keep asking those questions of yourself and others, and trying to find that sense of freedom to also have passion and creativity within the relationships. Leo energy, because there is good luck, there is abundance. So then we want to perhaps celebrate those things in some way, okay? Now, remember we did have the irresponsibility coin here too. So this could be you or someone else, multiple general environment situation. But this irresponsibility energy, if we're being irresponsible in one of our relationships or even our relationship with ourselves, that is what we need to overcome, okay? Because remember, we had the frog on top of the mountain charm. So taking some type of leap of faith, he's literally jumping over the challenges. He's like, no, I don't have time for that. He's like, we're going over the details here with something, sure, but I'm not going to be like bogged down with just looking at the challenges, because the frog is also reaching for the human tooth bone here, and then the bow and arrow Sagittarius energy. Okay, so this is like, what are my relationship goals? Okay, where do I pull back that arrow and hit the target? And the target, we don't want to focus just on the challenges. Yes, we have to acknowledge them and work through them, but can the goal instead be like, where's the love, right? But I'm serious, because also too, remember, if we went this way, it's also about boundaries. So if someone was being irresponsible with their boundaries in one of their relationships or all their relationships, that is just only gonna set people back or make things more difficult, okay? Because you gotta have the healthy boundaries, right? So there could be a friend or a group of friends or this friendly type of energy that wants to help with this. Remember, with the witch charm hiding underneath here, and bringing in all the abundance that is available. And it's safe to have this abundance. It's safe and normal to have boundaries, especially when someone, multiple people, general environment situation is going through a big transformation and change, okay? So very beautiful. Hopefully that's making some sense, okay? So now I want to move in here, Scorpio, to your last section, into the work and money section. So we have a couple things, if we pull back out, that are in the past energy that we'll first talk about and then move forward, okay? So I can see we have the spider and the spider web. We have another coyote penis bone here, and then we have the turtle, okay? So in the past, in terms of work or money, or finances, or your sense of values or being valued, there could have been like this gun-ho energy, being proactive and assertive and aggressive, with also mixed with, wait, let's slow down a little bit. Okay, so that could have been something about the environment too, if it wasn't you or someone else. It was like a push-pull kind of thing going on here a little bit. Not bad, but just, yeah. Now, the other thing that's like right on the line here, that also applies to work and money, is needing to cut away something here, tapping into divine feminine, higher vibrational energy, that soft receiving energy, to let in some healing. So healing at the work, with the work, the job, the money, the finances, or sense of value, and really listening for how to bring in both feminine and masculine energy there, okay? But I feel that in the past, if there was too much masculine energy, it's just like, that's when it's like, slow down a little bit and also bring in the feminine and cradle the head, right? Because if, again, Scorpio, if there's all these transformations happening in body and mental health, in relationships, in work and money, in spiritual conscious, it's like, okay, be gentle with yourself or others, okay? Or both, whatever. So as we go this way, I haven't talked about this yet. We talked about it a little bit in a different way up here because your other honeybee was here, but this one wasn't actually touching the raccoon penis bone, and Spirit was telling me to wait to kind of talk about it, just so you can see it better and move it up a little bit. So with this honeybee right next to this human tooth bone, it's like someone is thinking a lot about, or the energy is, what's the individual power and what's the sense of community power with the work, the money, the finances, or how we're valued. Okay. So that could be about delegating tasks, or again, who's putting in what effort. Okay. But I do see that there's a nice friendly energy there with that witch charm, again, wanting to help you with this and being proactive with that raccoon penis bone, and assertive and aggressive with work boundaries. Okay. Our boundaries with the money or with the finances or with the sense of value there with that bobcat tooth. So it's a cat's bone, it's a bobcat's tooth, right? So cats are really good at boundaries. All right. And so when we have boundaries with the work or the money, the finances, our sense of value, that's when we're going to get all that abundance. Look at the big buckeye nut here, Scorpio. Okay. Um, and it's safe to have these boundaries. Okay. It's going to help with all this, these changes and transformations, and being gentle with, like, look what's all on your mind. There's a lot on your mind here, Scorpio, or someone else's, or just the general energy. Um, so also it's safe, something here about the family, either the blood family or your tribe, whoever you consider your people. They want to help you manifest these transformations and your wishes as well. Okay. So if there was or still is a little bit of irresponsibility energy, either with the boundaries at work or the money, or yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be boundaries at this point. It could just be, is someone not being responsible with their work or at work or with the money, the finances? Because if they are, you are, the energy is, um, we can jump over that. Okay. We're going to go over the details and not ignore it, but we're not going to stay focused on it. So that frog, remember, wants to leap off of the mountain charm, and then help refocus, like here with Sagittarius energy, the bow and arrow. So what are my work and money goals? Where do I pull back that arrow and hit the target? So if there's a little irresponsibility, then it's like, let's refocus the goals here. Okay. Now, your spiritual team also wants you to clear and cleanse this irresponsibility energy there with the skeleton hand and the leaf on top of it. There could also be some information that comes in here when you do this clearing that brings in new ideas. Okay, with the lightning bolt on top of the puzzle piece charm. Okay. Now, this could also have something to do with travel here, Scorpio, with that ship charm. It could be traveling for work or with the work, the money, the finances, or it could also just be being by water, is going to be important and help bring in these new ideas, okay? To kind of quiet the mind too, because water is a conduit. So being by fresh water, or taking an extra bath or shower, or drinking lots of water, all the things, whatever it is. Because this is also going to bring in more passion and creativity to follow that sense of freedom, right? So you have Leo the lion on top of the freedom cuffs, and then going back, we got the mermaid, we have the armadillo vertebrae bone there. So how can we be, have like a hard outer shell in some regards, but then where's the balance where we're not always hard, or someone isn't always perceived as being hard? Where's the soft underbelly? Okay, so that balance between those things, because also with the fork on top of the balance scales, it's like, what are we digesting with the work, at work, with the money, the finances? Is it balance? How does it affect my physical home where I live? How also do I feel at home with the type of work I do, or with the money? It doesn't need to be something changed there, right? Because remember I said before, it kind of, and I never say this, but it felt like the home was flipped, because it was upside down, but I don't even say that usually when it's upside down. It just was like a feeling, right? So if we want a more peaceful energy with the peace doves here, and more abundance, not just money, but money too, whatever we want to manifest in our life, and good luck, then where do we find our sense of freedom and safety with the work, the money, the finances. Because there's a big thing here about either working with a boss or a leader or someone that has more knowledge or confidence in these areas than you. It could also be your own leadership qualities, like working with others, with the coyote claw there as well. Because I do see with the yes coin underneath it, right, that over time this is really going to grow. Working with the teacher, the mentor, the guide, with the apple charm here too, and your own leadership qualities. Okay, put that back. Now, as we keep going this way, right, Scorpio, there is a big thing here too about you doing things that you're naturally good at with the hummingbird, with the work, the money, the finances, or doing something a little bit non-traditional, but planting that seed anyway, continuing to follow your North Star. Because if there is some information or opportunity that comes in that doesn't feel right, or it has stagnant energy, or it's not the right time, or whatever it is, or it brings in a lot of questions about, again, are things balanced, right? With the question mark here and the yin and yang and Pegasus, there's a need to just ask it the question, sure, but go with the flow with the emotions here. Because when we clear and cleanse those emotions, that's when we're going to get answers. Remember, with the key charm hiding underneath the green lucky rabbit's foot, that's also when we're going to get more of a sense of happiness with the work, the money, the finances, and also either like put in more effort or less effort, okay, with that Capricorn energy, the goat, right? Or not giving up on something here as well, okay? Because it is about the individual power and community power. So we want to find out what that is, right? Because you can't do everything yourself, right, Scorpio? So also simultaneously, like acknowledging that there can be confusion and good luck at the same time. And a lot of times it could be that a little bit of the confusion or the questions is what gets us more serious about keeping our eye and our goals, remember our work and money goals, on having good luck, okay? So hopefully that is starting to make a little bit more sense, or it will later, okay? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm having show up here for you, Scorpio, in terms of March. It doesn't have to just be March. All the readings that I do are timeless. Okay, so whenever you see this reading, there may be a message for you, regardless of what month it is. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead now and kind of switch over to Sagittarius and see what's coming up for Sagittarius. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back up in just a moment, and clear away these bones and charms. Let them rest with the crystals for a little bit. Okay. As we again switch over to Sagittarius energy. So if you're new to my channel or even returning, I do appreciate any likes, shares, or subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support my channel here, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, and eventually Instagram and TikTok. All right, if you feel guided. Okay, so let's just clear all of this. And I'll probably rotate the mat too, just to kind of help with the energy. When I shuffle and shake the bones and charms, my eyes are closed, but I kind of like don't want to know where the things are. Okay, so let's put this over here for a little bit with the crystals. Clear that energy. Get our sound bell. And I'm going to take another sip here of my coffee and do some incense and get started. So I will be providing timestamps too. Forgot to say that for people who maybe are not watching the live. So when you come back later, I'll have the timestamps for Scorpio and Sagittarius if you don't want to watch both. Let's see. Stay. Come on, camera. Okay, good enough, I guess. Let's see. All right. Okay, guys. So yeah, let's do a little bit of. Hi, Hermes. You want to come say hi? Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing hiding behind my chair? Did you say hi? Hermes, are you gonna help us get ready for the Sagittarius reading, Hermes? What do you think? Yeah. Is it time? Is it time for Saggy? It's time for Saggy, Hermes. Alright, so give a little incense for you guys, for me and Hermes. Mwah. For the bones and charms. And we're just clearing with intention as always too. Alright. Leave that over there. Okay. So when we do the sound bell, it can get loud. If you're sensitive to sound, feel free to turn it down temporarily, but it's a good way to take a couple of deep breaths for me to recenter myself and make sure that my guides are giving you guys the clearest messages as possible, and also to clear the bones and charms. All right. So this is going to be for Sagittarius for March 2025. All right. I think that was good. So now let's go ahead and shuffle the bones and charms. And be right back, guys. I think my music stopped. Hold on. I need a little bit of music. Okay. Just a little background music. All right. So let's go ahead and shuffle now and see what spirit messages we're going to find out for Sagittarius. All right. So thank you for your understanding and your patience, everybody. Okay. Spirit, please guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius for March 2025. For their highest good. Messages for sun sign Sagittarius, the Archer. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Sagittarius for their highest good. For March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands for Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands for Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Sagittarius for March 2025. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. All right. Whew, that was a lot. It was like some of the energy didn't want to come out. Okay. And that's okay. It's not necessarily a bad thing. All right. So now I want to go ahead and flip over some of them that I can real quickly before we bring the camera back down. Just so they'll kind of already be easier to look at. Now some of the stuff that's fallen off here in the corner, I'm just moving it inwards. It doesn't change their meanings because it is past energy. It just kind of went like all the way in the corner here for some reason. Oh. Okay. I think that's good enough for that part. Okay. Okay. Leave that there. Okay. Yeah, let's see what's going on. I think that looks pretty good. A few more. Okay. And I think I thought I turned the music to continue on and it probably just went completely off, but that's all right. Maybe Spirit was like, we're done with that music. Okay, that is fine. All right, so real quickly too, before I bring the camera down, I want to find out where Spirit wants to start this reading since they're all different. Okay, so I'm just fixing the incense here. So let me do that real quickly. All right. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Where would you like me to start the Sagittarius reading? Okay, so it's like right here. So we will do that. It looks like they want to start in the body and mental health section. All right. But yeah, it looks like here, Sagittarius, real quickly, briefly, a lot of your bones and charms are in spiritual unconscious and body and mental health. And then doesn't mean that there aren't other things happening in the other sections, but that's just kind of the way that they fell. Okay. So we'll go into that. But yeah, let me get the camera and so you guys can see everything too. All right, let's go for a little ride here. See what we have. And actually, let me close the blinds because the sun is coming right in on the table there. It's kind of hard to see. 1 second, guys. There we go. That's better. And all right. I tried again for the music, but if it doesn't happen, that's okay. All right, now I can show you guys better. Okay, so like I was saying, it looks like The bones and charms majority fell in spiritual and conscious and body and mental health. Doesn't mean that there aren't other things happening in the other sections, just spirit perhaps wants um, the focus to be more on these other areas, okay? So, again, whether you're coming to this reading for things about yourself or someone you're dealing with or multiple people or just kind of the general energy, always take what may resonate and leave the rest behind and never force a reading, right? So, always just see if it makes sense to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start right here where the energy was drawing me. So, they were drawing me right here in the center in body and mental health where that no coin is. So let's kind of see what's going on here. Sagittarius. It looks like if we look a little bit first, a little bit of the stuff that's in the past in this section in body and mental health, there is a lot of listening for what are my wishes in terms of my body and mental health or someone else's here with the turkey wishbone and then my listening seashell. This is also higher vibrational feminine energy. So being being more in that soft receiving feminine energy to figure out what these wishes are. So I see it a little bit in the past and then it crosses off from the white mat back into the black mat, so it's still kind of there, okay? And then it's touching the baby that's face down here, and then if we go this way, we have the raccoon claw. So there could be something where someone is thinking a lot about how to get more rest, more deep restorative rest here with the baby facing down, especially because we are in body and mental health section. It could also be about 3D physical children. So it could be your children, Sagittarius, or someone else's children, or just this childlike energy, okay? But it's like manifesting, if we're focusing on all these wishes to have better health, maybe we'll know more when we get this deep restorative sleep, or we're going to get some insight like when we're sleeping or something here, okay? Now, as we go this way a little bit, if you see that dotted line from the center, if it continued on, it would still be kind of like here. So there's some things in the past that I still want to talk about too. So all the way out here, Sagittarius, we have the fish vertebrae backbone. We have the lock here. We have the fish, all right? So it could be that maybe there was some supportive energy that had a lot of stagnant energy in it. So maybe people weren't supporting your body and mental health goals, or there was just stagnant energy there in general a little bit, but that could have also been a catalyst for like, well, how do I change that? Or how does somebody else change that? Or the energy change that? Because I also see lots of good luck here with this alligator claw, okay, half in the past and in the current, future, present energies, okay? And if I lift it up, I want to see what's under it. Okay, interesting. So here we have the book charm and the fork, okay? So this could be something about what are we physically digesting within our body, and also what are we mentally digesting, okay? This could be some like new information that comes in here, or it's old information, but it's some kind of information that really your spiritual team here with that coffin charm and then touching the chair could affect your home, like where you live, if you live with other people. It could also be like your spiritual team is asking you, where do you feel at home in your body or in your mind or for someone else, etc. Because there's a big importance here about teamwork. Okay, so after, or not after, but underneath this coffin charm, we then have the coyote claw, okay, and on top of it is the horseshoe and the ladybug, and on the other side we got the rope charm. So it's like if we work together with others over time, we're going to have even more good luck with this. So when we're talking about body and mental health, working with others could be a doctor, a trainer, friends, family, whatever it is. Because we're also going to need to really like clear what we're listening to, right? Because you started back here with the listening seashell in the past, and then here with the listening bells and in the broom, it's like not all the information, again, the book charm with the fork is for us or can apply to us, or like it needs to be like filtered out here, okay? And made sense for somebody, because there is good luck also showing up here with the 4-leaf clover on the other side of the broom. So when we do that clearing, there's going to be even more good luck. There's also the broom here clearing challenges, right? So if we are wishing for, here with the wish charm, and then we have the bat on top of it, if we're wishing to understand more the subtle vibrations within our body and mind and the challenges with that, we just need to keep clearing and cleansing, because not only do we have the broom, but I can see underneath we also have the the feather. Okay, so wait, let me put this back where it was here, and then move the bat for a second, and then there's the feather, right? So this is also connected to all this other stuff here, Sagittarius. So there's a big focus here on environment with the spider and the spider web, right? What is the body and mental health environment, okay? And how can we go with the flow with this, okay? Could have something to do with the Pisces or during Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really like the more that we clear and cleanse the challenges, that's going to bring in more of a sense of freedom here with Pegasus, the winged horse, okay? And also freedom to freedom to be both soft and hard, okay? I know that might sound weird, but here we have the armadillo backbone piece, and then we have the deer tooth. So armadillo, they have the hard outer shell as an animal. Deer to me are very gentle, so it's like, how can we be gentle and soft? That's a big piece of the puzzle of understanding this body and mental health environment, right? Because your spiritual team here with the angel coin is like, yeah, where do you feel free and safe? Like, follow that, right? For your body and your mental health, especially your mental health, okay? So if I picked up and moved that angel coin underneath it and right on the head of the figure that's meditating, even though it's upside down, if you look at it like, well, like that, okay, there's the figure meditating. So right on top of the head was that ship anchor. So where do you feel free and safe for your mind, for someone's mental health? Okay, your spiritual team was like, we want to help with that. Okay, like go where you feel safe mentally, definitely. Or for someone else, for the general environment situation. Okay. But Saturn is really coming in here to this Saturn, Capricorn, or Earth slow moving energy to help you continue to manifest all this abundance, right? So you have the buckeye here right next to the green lucky rabbit's foot, and then that's touching the raccoon claw, which is then touching Saturn. So it's like getting organized and focused and taking the health, the body and mental health more seriously. We also see all the way back here, it's not really on the line, but it's close enough, one of our first skulls. So where we see a skull in the reading can tell us where someone's mind is at or where it will be at, right? And so it's both on relationships and love, but also on body and mental health. Okay. Now, I would say if we go back this way, this was really interesting where we started the reading, right? This no coin is showing up, and then there's a question mark right next to it. Okay, I want to make sure there's nothing under it. No, okay, I didn't think so, because it's laying pretty flat. So here, Sagittarius, you could be receiving a no or giving a no, okay, um, about something about body and mental health. Okay, is one way to look at it. Or it could be saying no, don't question something, okay? But I feel that whatever this no is, it doesn't have to be a no for forever. It could be no for right now. Um, it's like no until we have more deep restorative rest, because it's also close to the baby with its face going down. Um, or no to having too many questions, because that is, again, going to overwhelm the mental health. Remember, we want freedom and safety on top of that little figure's head. Okay, so it's like your spiritual team is like, maybe stop the mind. Too much questions. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's your second skull. I didn't even remember it was there. So on this side, too, move that over so you can see it. Okay, you have both of your skulls here right on the line. All right, so again, someone thinking a lot about this time, not only relationships and love that we'll get into later, but body and mental health, and where is the support around that? Because, like, right on top of this skull, it almost looks like a little hat. Okay, that is a piece of the whale vertebrae backbone there. So, where do we have support um, with our body and mental health? Is it with people that we love? Is it also with a doctor, a teacher, a mentor, a guide, something here? And how can we be both masculine and feminine and feel safe to have both of those energies come in? So perhaps someone is chewing over and digesting this a lot with this human tooth bone, feminine energy, coyote penis bone, masculine energy, to feel safe with both of those energies. Okay. Now, if we look in the center circle, I haven't talked about it yet, but whatever falls in the center circle affects all the different areas here, Sagittarius. So we had Cupid, okay? And then we have the peace doves. We have a little bit of the coyote penis bone, and then we have the star, right? So it could be that the people that you love and that love you want to bring in this beautiful, peaceful energy and help you keep focusing on following your North Star. If you look at where Cupid's arrow is, it's pointing to the spider in the spider web, right? So it's pointing to your environment, your overall like health environment, okay? So if we go this way, Sagittarius, with this first raccoon penis bone leading into the second raccoon penis bone, and then it's touching the nutmeg, it's like being doubly proactive, assertive, aggressive with whatever it is we want to manifest in our health or someone else's or the environment, okay? And part of that, may be a big piece of that, is healing, okay? If we follow this way, now we have the lizard, okay? So how do we manifest more healing within the body and the mental health, okay? So very interesting. Now, also, if we go back this way, underneath and right on the line here too, between these two sections, but it also applies to body and mental health, is we have the deer tooth, and then the my brain just went and the puzzle piece then touching the wish charm, and underneath that is the lightning bolt. Okay, so a big piece of the puzzle for body and mental health is how can we be more gentle with ourselves and others to let in possibly some new ideas. And the new ideas really want to bring in this sense of freedom and being happy. Okay, so the freedom handcuffs are on top of the sun, so happiness. Okay, so I love that. All right. Um, so especially for you, Sagittarius, because you have that Jupiter energy, and freedom is like, or feeling free is a big kind of theme throughout your life, right? It's the most freedom loving sign there is, they say, right? Or depending on where you have Sagittarius in your chart, we all have it somewhere. But anyway, as we go this way too, like we have this masculine charm here right next to the honeybee, which is then touching Capricorn goat energy. So this could also be like, where is the individual power and community power, and being proactive and assertive and putting in effort and not giving up for our body and mental health. Okay. I also see that when we don't give up here, or we put in the effort, or someone else does with their own health, etc., that's when we're going to get some answers here, Sagittarius, with the key charm, okay, right on top of also the crown charm. So this could be, we get some answers from someone that has more knowledge than us, the teacher, trainer, etc., or someone who has more confidence or experience. It could also be your own leadership qualities coming in here, Sagittarius. But it's really about some type of communication or opportunity too for the health, okay, with that envelope charm. So it could be a letter, message, document, etc., either coming in to you or from you, etc., that wants to bring in even more abundance, like abundance that is part of your bloodline. I'm hearing, Sagittarius, with the mermaid here. It's like past life energy that was maybe started in the past, that wants to come out now again. Okay, because your spiritual team is also like the striving for balance within the mind and the body, or balance in general for the health. This is going to help with the emotions. So the skeleton hand is kind of on top of the cup. And so it's kind of wanting to stop all this too much emotions and having more emotional balance here. Now, Sagittarius, this could have something to do with a Libra, or during Libra season, or where you have Libra in your chart. But it doesn't have to be. It could just be talking about your spiritual team, past on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides. They want you to have this emotional balance that will help your overall health, body and mental health. Okay. Now, if we go this way here too, this is really pretty, Sagittarius. Now we have feminine energy with the feminine charm that's then touching the frog. So there could be some type of leap of faith for the body and mental health, stuff that is wanting us or someone else or the energy to be more gentle, okay, and open to finding these answers or changing something within the body and mental health, okay? Um, yeah. So I won't talk about the other stuff because they're not necessarily touching each other. But I think we kind of covered everything there. Okay, as far as that section. So now I kind of want to go into the work and money section here, Sagittarius. This is like your least active section. It doesn't mean that things aren't happening. It just means, again, that Spirit maybe wants you to focus more on these other areas, okay? But there's nothing really in the past energy here. And then the first thing I see is that apple charm, okay? So this could be about a teacher, a mentor, or guide, or your own leadership qualities here, with the work, the money, the finances. So someone could be chewing over and digesting this a lot here with that human tooth bone. And then we have Leo the lion next to the bicycle, okay? So this could have something to do with a Leo, or someone who's got a lot of Leo in their chart, or where you have Leo in your chart, or during Leo season, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really like, well, where is the passion and the creativity and the fiery energy, just like you, Sagittarius, or depending on where you have Sag in your chart and you're watching this, to do the travel, okay, for work or for the money or the finances or sense of value. It could also be something about our modes of transportation, right? A car, a bicycle, a scooter, etc. But it's also just showing movement in general. So what gets us fired up and moving for these areas? I also see a lot of beautiful healing energy here with the lizard for the work and money and finances section, and being really proactive about that. Remember, so if we follow this raccoon penis bone goes into that one, and they're all touching the nutmeg here, okay? And so that's really, um, about abundance for work or money, finances, not just money, but whatever you want in those areas, okay? Because again, whatever's in the center circle affects this one too. So with Cupid being here on top of the peace doves, and then we have the North Star, it's like the people that love you and that you love want to help you um, create that sense of peaceful energy with the work, the money, the finances. Okay. So this section is pretty straightforward. Okay. Um, but yeah. Now, with that being said, I want to go ahead and move into your next section here, Sagittarius. So this will be our spiritual unconscious or our intuition. Okay. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Because definitely a lot going on here, and it's like your busiest section, and there's a lot in the past here. If you saw me when I was shuffling the bones and charms, these kind of all fell like even way out here, and I kind of had to like dig them out. Okay. Not a bad thing, just a lot going on. So let's see here, Sagittarius. So in the past, spiritually, unconsciously, or in with the intuition, okay, it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past is for you or someone else, or the collective energy. We have the witch charm, we have the coyote penis bone, we have the butterfly, we've got one of the first honeybees, okay, we have the snake vertebrae, we've got the dragonfly, and then we have the hummingbird. So I'll kind of stop there for a second. So it looks like here, Sagittarius, that in the past there was a transformation going on, and perhaps a lot of friends were helping you with this, or a friendly type of energy to be more proactive about this spiritual unconscious transformation. And it was really also about like those people helping you, or that friendly energy helping you, because it's individual power and community power here with the honeybee. Okay. um but also all this protection, it also started in the past, and if we lift it up, underneath it is the seashell charm. So it's like past, even past lives, okay, showing up here and being like, you are spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively protected. Okay. Because there also could have been here something, Sagittarius, where our support system was perhaps changing, and there was a real emphasis to go with the flow. With the snake vertebrae backbone here, it's like spiritual, unconscious, and intuitive, like dreams, and how we find that support, whether it's individually or within the community or both, right? And following what we're naturally good at, okay, with the hummingbird here, or doing something even non-traditional, but it makes sense to us. So these are all things that could have been a catalyst for then all this stuff we'll talk about here in the center. Okay. Now, also, what's also right on the line here too in the past is now with this fish vertebrae, and then being on top of the lock charm, okay, that the spiritual energy in the past, maybe the spiritual support, felt like there was too much stagnant energy and something wasn't moving. Because it's really interesting, because it's like the fish vertebrae and the snake vertebrae, both backbone, both support. But when I think of fish and snakes, I feel like they can move pretty freely and effortlessly. But there was something stuck about this back here in the past. But it could have been what motivates us or someone else, or the energy, because then in the future, very close to it, then we start seeing some success here with the fish and the prosperity energy. And then also with the alligator claw, it's like good luck and reaching and striving for, if you move it over, some type of spiritual unconscious knowledge. Okay. So you're doing that, or someone else is doing that in the current present energies, or the energy. It's also showing up here with the fork. What are we spiritually, intuitively digesting? Okay, your spiritual team was putting a big focus on that too. With the coffin charm here, they want you to work with others. With the coyote claw, team effort, team energy, that's over time going to bring you more good luck. And there's also something here, Sagittarius, with the chair, then going this way, touching the four-leaf clover. It's like, where do you feel spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively at home? Okay, where do you feel at home? When you listen to this, okay, and it's not saying you haven't done it already, but when you continue to listen to this and clear stuff, clear away the challenges, that's when the good luck is coming in, okay? And that's also when what you're wishing for is maybe some new ideas here, they're going to come in as well. So, wishing for the lightning bolt there too, the new ideas coming through. And also, again, teamwork, it's not just what you do individually, it's your spiritual, unconscious, intuitive community with the honeybee, and not giving up. Because I do see a lot of emotions here, Sagittarius, too, with the water charm right here all by itself. A need to go slow because of the emotions in the spiritual unconscious and keep clearing energy here with the leaf, okay? Um, Now, this could have something to do with the family, either blood family or whoever you consider your tribe or your people, or they're just showing up here. It doesn't necessarily have to be about that. But the confusion definitely needs to be cut away. Okay, so the cloud is on top of the scissors. And how do we perhaps do that, Sagittarius? We do that with the feminine energy, the soft, receiving, higher vibrational feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine, regardless of gender, right? But also, like, if there's more confusion that comes in when we're astral traveling, when we're unconsciously, intuitively traveling, that needs to be cut away. Because if we're picking up stuff from other people or just whatever, we need to cut and clear that away. It could also be that when you travel in the 3D physical world, that this is going to help you spiritually and intuitively, Sagittarius, and help clear away some of this confusion. So there's a couple of different ways you can look at that, all right? Because we don't all have the time and money to physically travel, but it could even just be like a staycation or whatever. But there's also something going on here, Sagittarius, about going with the flow, the spiritual unconscious flow, okay, in our spiritual unconscious environment here with Pisces energy and then the spider in the spider web. So when we go with the flow or someone else does, or the energy, we can focus on the subtle vibrations and the good luck with the bat here and keeping clearing that energy, okay? Because that's when also too we're going to feel more of a sense of support here, so we can feel spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively free with Pegasus there and that armadillo backbone, because it's also about something about being gentle here, gentle within the spiritual environment, okay, with that deer teeth bone. And when we feel free, that's when we're going to feel spiritually happy. Okay, so again, Jupiter being your ruler, Sagittarius, or depending on where you have Sagittarius in your chart, that's like a big deal. Okay, and also remember when we start to get these answers, these spiritual, intuitive, unconscious answers from either a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or higher up, or someone that has more knowledge or confidence, or coming from our own leadership qualities. This is where we're going to feel more abundant, so we can plant some seeds and take some type of leap of faith, perhaps to just be more spiritually, intuitively flexible here with that dog ankle bone. So when we do that too, it's also going to help with us or someone else, or the energy being more emotionally balanced here, Sagittarius, with the cup underneath the skeleton hand, and then the balance scales. This could have something to do with the Libra during Libra season, where you got Libra in your chart, but it doesn't necessarily have to be any of those things. Because when we're more emotionally balanced, right, for everybody, then we can go over the spiritual details better. Okay, here with the strawberry being really close to that. So your spiritual team wants to help with this, okay? Now, also, if we go back to what's in the center circle, it also applies to the spiritual unconscious. So, if our loved ones and the people that we love want us to focus on our spiritual environment, this is going to help us follow our North Star and bring in more peaceful energy here. This is also going to bring in more healing energy, right, with the lizard, and being more proactive or assertive or aggressive with manifesting this abundance, okay? Yeah. Now, yeah, that's everything because these other things don't touch really. So, I think we covered everything there. Okay. That's enough, guys. All right. Now, I wanted to put back to your green lucky rabbit's foot was right here, right? So I just wanted to say again, like all of that good luck is showing up there too. Okay. So work through all of the stuff we just talked about and focused on, but don't lose sight of the green lucky rabbit's foot and the good luck too. Okay. All right. Now, your last section here, Sagittarius. Oh, it's all right, Hermes. You're fine. No mailman, please. Thank you. Is your relationships and love. So this is all types of relationships, romantic, platonic, self-love, etc. Okay. And so we have actually really interestingly both of your skulls in this section, and they're both pretty much like right on the line. Okay. So someone in the past, okay, could have been thinking a lot about their relationships with their self and others, and then they're still currently thinking about that as well with this other skull here. Now, remember with this Sagittarius, we have the whale vertebrae backbone piece on top, like a little hat. Okay, so it's like where someone's thinking about the support system within one relationship or multiple. Okay, they're thinking a lot about that, or you are, or the energy is, and what are my relationship goals here? Okay, with that bow and arrow, Sagittarius energy. So for you, Sagittarius, this could have something to do with another Sagittarius or Sagittarius season, or where you have Sagittarius in your chart or someone else does, or it's none of those things or in additions to those things. It's just like, what are my relationship goals? Okay, where do I pull back that arrow and hit that target? And if we follow the bow and arrows line, it goes to both those raccoon penis bones. Okay, so both representing divine, higher vibrational, divine masculine energy. So being more proactive or assertive within the relationships. So if someone is chewing over and digesting this, or you are, or the energy, and how to do that, okay, because they lead into this human tooth bone over here. There's also like someone thinking a lot about balance within the relationships here with the yin and yang. And if there's more balance, there's more abundance, because that also touches the buckeye if we go this way, right? And if we are not only someone chewing over and digesting, thinking about how to be more assertive within the relationships and what kind of relationships they want, the relationship goals with friends and family, romantic love and self-love. Also, where does that like tie in with healing energy? Okay. So I definitely like that there for you, Sagittarius. Okay. And also like where is, even though they're not touching, they're pretty close, like where is the passion and creativity within the relationships to get things like moving, okay, or traveling even in the 3D physical world, okay? But it's also like there's a safety here, okay, with that safety pin and then the coyote penis bone going this way into the feminine energy, and then another human tooth bone here. So both masculine and feminine energy, how to feel safe with both of those, okay? is definitely showing up here. And remember, it's in the center circle, affects all the different areas. So you have your loved ones, people that you love and that love you, want to help you follow your North Star and follow this peaceful healing energy in your relationships. Okay? So it's like you're thinking a lot about support or someone else's or the energy, and the support is there, Sagittarius. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And that could also be why um, that there's not a whole lot going on here, because once you realize this and just continue on your goals and strive for that balance, that spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas because this is there. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And good luck is there too, right? With the green lucky rabbit's foot. Last thing that I'll say though, because these things are all touching each other, we said it a couple other times, but just say it again, right? Like when your spiritual team wants you to focus on emotional balance and flexibility, that's going to help with going over the details in the relationships, okay? That's also going to help you or someone else or the energy make some type of leap of faith here with the frog, to plant some seeds of substance and abundance, even coming from past lives or something you've wanted for a long time with the mermaid and the money bags here. This could help also either receive a message or get a message that's going to bring some answers, could bring in your own leadership qualities in one of your relationships or multiple, or it could also be you be like, I feel like I can't talk right now. It's like you working with someone about relationships that has more knowledge or more confidence. So if this is like about a counselor, like a relationship counselor, it could be, but it doesn't have to be something like this. Um, or your friends and family helping, even that have more knowledge or their own experiences or something here, right? Could be lots of different things, but whatever it is, I like it. And then again, that's going to bring in the good luck and the sense of freedom and happiness within the relationships too, with that sun there. That's going to bring in the new ideas, bring in the ideas about if there's challenges, how do we clear that so we can keep having good luck, right? Also, the freedom to say, well, what's the individual and community roles within my relationships where I'm not like doing everything or someone else isn't doing everything, or just that going alone energy. Okay, so not giving up on that. Okay, because if we also go back this way, Sagittarius, it's like, well, where do we feel at home in our different types of relationships? Okay, romantic, platonic, friends and family, and self love. Okay, is there knowledge that's going to come in here and also affect like my home life or the people I live with? Because over time, there's a lot of good luck here and working together with others and that team working energy, with that coyote claw underneath. So also wishing for um, like subtle vibrations to keep clearing those things about, you can be both hard and soft at the same time. Remember, we had here Sagittarius, the deer tooth, and then the armadillo backbone there. Okay, because your relationship environment could be like needing to go with the flow here with the twin fish Pisces energy. Okay, so I won't talk about this stuff because it's not really touching. But I think, let me just pull back out. Oh yeah, we also had this here. So double good luck with the alligator claw, reaching for and striving for these things in our relationships. Okay. All right. So hopefully that will make some sense for you, Sagittarius, at some point in time. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. So always feel free to let me know in the comments, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or eventually Instagram or TikTok, if this resonated for you, or whatever, if you just want to say hi, whatever it may be. But yeah, let me go ahead and just put the camera back up here for a little bit so I can kind of just say bye to you guys for now. But enjoy this time period, Sagittarius, and also for Scorpio that we did earlier. And take care of yourselves. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then I will be back later with the Capricorn and Aquarius readings, and also Pisces. So those are the last 3 signs that we have today that I will be doing. So anyway, you guys take care, and Hermes says bye, and we will see you later. Okay.